Get off my lawn! Ooh,
hello!
What's up, Twitch? Welcome to the Old Cranky Man channel. My name is Blake, and I am here in the booth with Stefan.
It's true, I'm here.
How's everybody doing?
I think we are doing great today,
We are ready. We are ready for some team
Rearing and
trios.
gearing.
Look, it's a rematch of the recent Pro Tour finals.
Yeah.
At the top of your screen, we have Kellen. He's playing Rakdos Scam, and at the bottom is Isaac playing Mono Green Tron.
Everybody was expecting cards out of these decks to get banned.
Rocking a gorgeous tie-dye shirt. I am also wearing a tie-dye shirt. Of
fact.
course, you can't see me. These players are resolving mulligans. Looks like both players are going to go down to 6. Luke is in the chat already. Fire Shoes is judging this event, Luke.
It's true. Bob is here.
Luke says this is just as important as the Pro Tour.
It's true. We
to
have,
us, this is the Pro Tour.
we have a person that was at the finals of a Pro Tour here at our event today.
Absolutely.
We've got 19 teams here today. That is 57 people for people who don't want to do math. It is Legacy, Pioneer, Modern today.
Correct.
Modern is on feature, of course.
Correct.
We're gonna see a lot of rings.
I hope so.
A lot of Bowmasters.
We will most certainly see both of those cards, at least in this first round here.
Took a look at Isaac's deck, and the first thing I saw was one ring expedition map, and then I was like, okay, I know what this deck is.
Yes, 100%.
Tron super well positioned right now.
Yeah, I believe so. It's always got its bad matchups, but it's one of those decks that can kind of, play against everything.
Yeah.
It's got, Karn the Great Creator, which is a sweet, a catch-all for all of the silver bullet sideboard cards.
Incidental almost.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Its role in the deck is to find pieces for the deck.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But then the incidental advantage of it is that it also turns off your opponent's one rings and
yeah, absolutely. It turns off their one rings, their treasures.
Yeah.
If it's a green Tron mirror or even another Tron mirror, any Tron mirror, Karn. The best card in the mirror match.
Not close.
The first person to get a card down, probably doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So it looks like Scam is waffling on whether or not we're going to go down to 5 cards here. It looks like Scam is going to go down to 5 cards.
Tron looks like he's keeping.
Tron looking at a 6 card. Both players going to go down to 5 cards here.
So Tron way better at mulliganing, right?
I think both of these decks are pretty good at mulliganing. Going in blind in round 1, you don't know what your opponent, you don't know what you're up against.
Yeah, Kellen just wants a fast start.
And, Tron is looking for specific things. 1, 2, 7, and something to do with it.
1, 2, 7 card.
Rakdos Scam, they just want to be able to either piece together a really fast start, say Fury plus Undying Malice, so that you have a little 3-turn clock there on turn 1.
Yeah.
Or they want to be able to put something together that's going to be able to grind. Maybe Douthy Voidwalker plus removal spells or Thought Seizes, interaction, stuff like that. So Kellen's list, he is playing the Fable of the Mirror Breakers.
Right.
There has been a lot of discussion online in the past weeks since the Pro Tour has ended about whether or not we are playing Seasoned Pyromancer or playing Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
Well,
what are you on?
I'm on Fable.
I'm also
Easy.
on Fable.
Yes. It's all right. So the deck is base black.
Sure.
It wants to have black mana right away.
Yep.
It also has a higher density of black cards.
Yep.
And such a weird thing to say, but that extra red pip makes it
it
way
does
harder to
does
cast.
make a difference, especially in these lists that are running 3 or 4 copies of Blood Moon.
Yeah.
Having access to the double black is super important. You want to be able to get your basics out. If you plan on pivoting into a Blood Moon, kind of lock your opponent out and then grind the game away.
Yeah.
The reason that I like Fable in this deck is because copying Grief and Fury is really, really good.
Yeah, that seems fine. It's so funny. They actually do a similar thing functionally after, like, where you get to pitch and draw, right?
Yep. Yes, they do both do a functionally similar thing. Mm-hmm.
And they both sort of have this ability to grind in that one comes down and does a thing and it makes a body, a 2/2 body, right? And then if it dies, you get to like recur it for some additional value.
Yep.
But The Fable just has...
Looks like these players are getting started here. So Rakdos Scam on the play here is going to start off with a Verdant Catacombs, and Tron's got a Power Plant and a Chromatic Sphere.
The orb.
So something that's really interesting is that Dauthi Voidwalker turns off Chromatic Star's ability to make mana. So Chromatic Star says sack it, or sorry, ability to draw a card.
To draw a card, yeah.
So Chromatic Star says sack it to make a mana.
Right.
And then when it's put into your graveyard,
not when it
you
leaves
draw a
battlefield.
card.
Oh.
So one of the Pro Tour teams that was playing Tron actually went down to just one copy of Star.
Okay.
They were only playing one copy of Star because of the interaction with Dauthi Voidwalker and Chromatic Star.
And
they were
Scam's
playing
on that main board.
4 copies.
Yeah.
So they were playing like the talismans in place of the stars.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
Which is also sick because it ramps you into the
Yeah,
One Ring on
exactly.
turn 3,
Yeah, you don't always need...
whether or not you have Tron.
It's weird to say, but Tron doesn't always need Tron. If you can just get the One Ring down, you're going to get...
Yeah, you lose a lot of games
You do.
that you don't have Tron.
But 4 mana is the sweet spot now. Because 4 mana gets you the good card now. You're not playing the 7 mana card, you're playing the 4 mana card.
Sure, and Tron will be coming on turn 3 for Isaac. He's going to sack this Chromatic Sphere, and cast a Sylvan Scrying, which is going to find the 3rd Tron land.
Yep.
That'll go into his hand. He passes back to Kellen.
I like the gentlemanly heads up play of keeping the card revealed. Although, it's not going to stay there very long. It'll be on the battlefield next turn.
Another thing about Dauthi Voidwalker, this card is like, there's
It's
so
bonkers.
many layers to it. So, Dauthi Voidwalker, that Dauthi Voidwalker can die. It can
Yes.
go away.
Yep.
He can play another Dauthi Voidwalker and cast those spells that the other Dauthi Voidwalker exiled.
It's just that because it has the counters on him, it
Yeah.
sort of reminds me of the 4 mana card. The
silver,
Dominator.
the silver
counter.
golem, or the silver counters.
Because as long as it is in exile with the silver counters, it remembers those silver.
It does, yes.
Yeah, I really like that. It's also terrifying because as we saw in the Pro Tour finals, you can cast it without playing its mana cost.
Right, you could just evoke a Grief right here, take an Ulamog out of his hand, and then
Yep.
cast it with the Grief.
And we have 7 mana Karn.
Yeah, so I believe Isaac is on 3 copies of 7 Mana Karn, which 7 Mana Karn has sort of fallen out of favor.
It has.
Recently. Much more impactful things have been printed. Things like Cityscape Leveler,
Yes.
where you get
It's a threat.
You cast. It's a cast trigger.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so,
sort of like an Eldrazi in that respect.
Like counter spells can kind of mess this up.
Yeah.
Other stuff can as well.
Ooh.
Main deck Blood Moon. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I'm not sure how many copies of main deck Blood Moon Kellen is on here, but unfortunately for him, it's 1 turn too late here. This Karn is already on the battlefield. He's here.
Can't he
he's
just
not,
exile this Blood Moon?
He's not going anywhere. He is going to eat
it's
this Blood
just gonna
Moon.
eat the Blood Moon.
Yep. And looks like mana is back unlocked.
Mana's back on.
Yep.
He
Here's
just
3
spent his-
mana for a map. We'll crack map right away.
That's rough. Kellen's spending that whole turn.
Yeah.
He sort of traded with the Karn, right? I suppose that's a fair trade. 3 mana to kill a Karn. What is that? A white bordered blood? Is that a Chronicles Blood Moon?
That is a Chronicles Blood Moon. Yes.
Oh,
Audibly groans.
it's. I need to talk to Kellen after this.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna razz him. I'm just gonna appreciate
I really like those the full borderless ones.
Oh yeah.
They're so pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, those were sick.
Yeah.
I loved that set.
The
Double Masters
detail in that Blood Moon is incredible. So
There we go.
Here is 4 mana for Karn, the Great Creator. He's here.
Now we have enough mana to cast Karn and cast Ring. this turn.
No, he does not.
Oh, he doesn't have 2 towers. Okay, I thought he had 2 towers.
Here is a liquid metal coating, which this one taps to turn anything into an artifact. So the lands can be turned into artifacts, and then Karn says you cannot use that this turn. So,
and notably, they have banned the Mycosynth.
Mycosynth Lattice is banned, yes.
And for good reason.
100%.
They banned they sort of banned the egregious card, in my opinion.
Honestly, it's more of a logistics thing.
That is true.
Like if we get to this point and your opponent can down tick and go get Micah's Lattice and then just turn the game off for your opponent, great.
Yeah.
The issue is logistics. Like closing the game out from there.
Yeah.
Gets kind of weird.
Yeah.
I suppose you could just start plussing on the thing to make it into a 6/6 and attack with it, but it is banned for logistics.
What is this that he's playing? What is that on the
So
left?
that is an Oblivion Stone.
Oh, an O-Stone. Okay.
Yep, an Oblivion Stone will be able to take care of any of the permanents that Kellen chooses to put into play after this.
Kellen in a rough spot here.
Yes, the Liquid Metal Coating turning that Blood Crypt into a artifact and then the card making it die due to state-based effects is going to take Kellen completely off of red mana.
Oh my god.
And I believe we will be heading to Game 2 fairly soon here.
Yeah. Like we said, the deck is lighter on red than you'd think. And you can see that sort of demonstrated here. It's one of the reasons. Oh,
Okay. Bowmasters is here.
suddenly we're back in it.
So
it-
we're back on Isaac's turn here.
Yep.
Isaac turned one of the lands into an artifact with
Yep.
the Liquid Metal Coating. In response, Kellen is going to flash in a Bowmaster, so that's going to deal 1 damage to something and bring an army.
I think it pinged Karn.
The Karn is
Oh my
then
God.
going to take out the land, and Isaac will follow that up with a Worm Coil Engine.
We have a finisher now. Yeah, and the Bowmasters are going to struggle against a 6/6 lifelink Death Touch.
Yeah. So Tron really able to just take away all of our opponent's resources, and now doesn't matter how many cards he's got in his hands, they're all dead because we can't cast them without any lands.
I'd like to say, for all of the Tron naysayers out there, and I know they exist, there are people that have been saying that Tron isn't good for a long time. You're wrong.
The deck is incredibly powerful.
The deck never stopped being powerful. It never stopped being good.
So a block from the Orcish Bowmasters here, an Undying Malice is attempted, but that's going to get exiled with a Warping Whale.
Yeah. How many cards in hand for Kellen? Is it 2? 2 or 3? It's hard to see.
I am not sure. Both players were on a mulligan to 5
Yeah.
in this game, so not a ton of cards in hand here. Sylvan Scrying is going to go find another land.
Probably another tower.
I'm
Just
not sure.
have infinite mana.
Could be anything here.
It's a power play.
It's a power play. Yep.
We have redundancy across multiple levels at this point. Isaac, Tron is at its core a control deck, right? Like
I don't know.
or is it a combo deck?
People guffaw at me when I say this, but Tron is a tempo deck.
yeah. Oh yeah. I see that.
You could categorize Tron as a lot of different things, to be completely honest. But it's really it's just like this critical mass deck where you're trying to get these pieces into play, and then once you have those pieces into play, Bob's your uncle.
Right.
You could do literally whatever you need to do.
There are so many directions you can take a build.
Yep.
And even in gameplay, you're making decisions that are actively important and diverge depending upon the board state.
Yep.
It's a complicated deck to play. It's a complicated deck to mulligan.
Yeah.
And I think the people that say that it's bad or not good.
Mulliganing is an extremely important part of being
Yeah.
able to play this deck and have much success with it. So, a Mountain and a Ragavan, unfortunately, not looking super great against this insurmountable board that Tron has put on here. Adding an additional Worm Coil Engine to the pile here. The Mountain goes away now, and
I don't think that Ragavan's going to make a treasure token, bud.
he's probably not going to get through. Anything can happen, though.
Oh, man. Honestly, Kellen was probably mulliganing for a keepable hand. Isaac was mulliganing to find the pieces.
Yeah.
It's so funny that the mulligan strategies of decks are so different. Mm-hmm. And the Tron mulligan is intentional and deliberate, whereas a lot of just mid-range decks and synergy decks are just mulliganing to find a keepable hand.
Lands and spells.
Yeah, lands and spells, whereas
Yep.
Tron is 3 specific pieces or
Yep.
ways to find those.
Yep.
And the experience of playing that. What was that?
So this is a liquid metal coating activation on the Black Leaf Cliffs. And then in response,
Yeah.
Kellen is casting one of the Undying cards on Ragavan.
Sure. because he wasn't going to have the mana to do it later. This allows him to block.
It allows him to block, and then the Ragavan gets to come back.
Yeah.
So an Ancient Stirrings here is going to find an Ugin the Spirit Dragon.
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of wild that the Wormcoil engines have not connected yet.
Yeah, Kellen has had blockers pretty much at every turn where the Bowmasters represent two separate blockers. Mm-hmm. It's sort of the card's nuts.
Ugin the Spirit Dragon going to hit the battlefield now and take out this Ragavan. Both Wormcoils are going to hit the red zone.
How did he get... Oh, he exiled it. It didn't kill it, so there was no way for it to come back.
Correct.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Ugin, very good.
Yes.
And we haven't seen even the One Ring. He hasn't needed it. He has it in hand. Isaac has the One Ring in hand.
Does he?
Yeah, he has it in hand. He just hasn't needed it.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I think that's totally reasonable. Like, there's no reason to expose yourself to that kind of like incremental damage. He's at 34 life. Yeah, we're going to game 2.
Wormcoils are going to connect a second time, and that will do it for game 1. These players are going to get sideboarding, and we will be right back with game 2.
And we're back with game 2 here. Got the sideboards done for Kellen and Isaac.
So Rakdos Scam has sideboarded out 1 copy of Dathi Voidwalker, Lightning Bolt, and Terminate, and brought in 2 copies of Magus of the Moon and a Pithing Needle.
Yep, and Isaac has taken out just a couple of his 1 copy of a bunch of his different artifacts. So he took out a copy of the One Ring, took out one of the copy of the Ugin, and then some of the utility artifacts that he can fetch off of that he can fetch with Ugin, or not Ugin, with Karn.
Yep.
Brought in 3 copies of Veil of Summer, and 2 copies of Might, Haywire Might.
Okay.
So
Haywire Might is an answer to Blood Moon.
It's an answer. I thought it only hit artifacts. Can it hit artifacts and enchantments?
I believe Haywire Might hits enchantments. Yes, sir.
It does. Okay. So, and Veil of Summer is the obvious
yeah, that's
clean answer.
Grief tech.
Yeah, it punishes grief in every way possible, because Veil is one of those targeted anti-hand attack spells that are like, if they cast a blue or black spell,
it's kind of just anti-Demir.
Yeah, it's because it draws a card. Its first mode is just drawing a card.
So this Thoughtseize here is unfortunate. No matter what card Kellen takes here, we are going to have turn 3 Tron.
Yeah, he just had it because he has the green mana off of the
sphere, and then either the Sylvan Scrying or the Expedition
or the Expo.
map.
Yeah,
let's go.
And Scrying just is the more mana intensive card. And so it's the correct choice to take the map, I think.
So you want to know what I think? You definitely take the Sylvan Scrying.
You think Scrying?
Yes. So Expedition map requires you to tap your mana every turn.
Oh, that's right. It's 3 mana total.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sylvan Scrying lets you play the sphere and draw an additional card.
I see. Yeah, it
so,
replaces itself.
So what Isaac is missing here is either a 3rd mana source to be able to cast this Ugin, or another threat that costs 7 or less mana.
Yeah,
so drawing that additional card from
that
additional card from the sphere here, very, very good. Of course, the follow-up Thoughtseize here does kind of make that go away.
Okay. We got a game now.
Yes. So that is 2 copies of Power Plant and a Tower. We do not have the 3rd Tron land here.
Yeah.
So the follow-up Thoughtseize here does allow him to break up the Tron. Of course, you cannot Thoughtseize the top of their deck.
You can't. And Tron player is notoriously lucky. Notorious luck sacks Tron.
We build our deck so that we can be lucky. Because better lucky than good.
You're outing yourself as a Tron player
right
now. Unsurprisingly. Yeah, Blake Classic Tron player. The deck does have enough to, like... There are 4 copies of each of the Tron lands, and if you have some in hand, like, your odds of drawing redundant copies of those are lower, obviously, because, like, if you have a Tower to Power Plant in hand, you're more likely to hit mine.
Plus the 12 ways that we play to find any specific copy of Tron.
And, like, just the natural causal card draw from, like, spheres and stars and such.
Sure. So it looks like Isaac has picked up a copy of Oblivion Stone here. Oblivion Stone, one of the really good cards at Bridging the Gap, because you can cast it for 3 mana, and then you can let it sit there a turn. As long as you keep making your land drops, you can tap it for 5 and destroy everything. So, Oblivion Stone really, really good at Bridging the Gap.
Ooh, we got a Bowmaster coming in response to the sphere getting cracked.
Okay, so gonna get shocked here.
Yep.
And then put 3 power onto the battlefield.
Wow, what a rate!
Yeah.
2
and
mana for...
like I said, better lucky than good. Here is a
Yep,
Sylvan
Sylvan
Scrying, and that is going to find the mine that is needed.
Yep. And well, like you said, there are so many ways to find it. The deck is built around it.
Yes.
It's not like he's just lucking into it. It is intentionally designed
Right.
to do this.
Right. 100%.
It is purpose built, I think, is the way I like it. Yeah, Isaac definitely more colors. Than Kellen.
Yes. I am also wearing a tie-dye shirt, so we're brosies
Your
today.
tie-dye shirt is sick, I gotta
Yes,
say. Nobody can
so
see it.
I got this from a local tie-dye artist at the state fair yesterday, and I'm very excited about it because I got every single member of my family one as
Okay.
well. Yep, the baby got a onesie.
Oh my gosh.
Both girls got something. We all got something.
Nice.
Alara got a really cute dress.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's yes.
I like a good tie-dye.
Amazing local tie-dye artist here.
I'm a purple tie-dye guy. I like
So this is a Grief here, pitching a Terminate, which is going to reveal, the Ugin.
Yeah, this is sort of how Rakdos wants the game to go. He just wants to wear his opponent down.
Yeah, being able to keep a bunch of the cards out of their hand
Yeah.
is a good way to do this. But once again, I would like to say that you cannot Thoughtseize the top of their deck.
And he has Tron. Like, Isaac has Tron.
An additional card going to be drawn from the sphere here as well. So chances
Another
of
Bowmaster
finding another threat are pretty high. And then we have the Oblivion Stone here to be able to just take care of everything.
The real issue with the cracking it for a draw is that it does give Kellen an additional power and an additional damage.
It does, yes, but when
He has to
you
sequence
when you find a Karn or something like that,
I suppose, yeah, that's true.
it's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, with decks like this, okay, so Rakdos Scam does have copies of Lightning Bolt. So you want to it's like you keep yourself above 4, and you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Bowmasters does have the ability to make the math on that a little bit weird.
Sure.
But generally, if you're just playing a Fable of the Mirrorbreaker into this Oblivion Stone here,
I think Kellen's just kind of forcing the hand, right? And we're getting another.
Oh man, his hand was forced anyway. He's gonna have to sack the Oblivion Stone here if he wants to accomplish anything. So going down to 11 here, Oblivion Stone is gonna get cracked.
He still gets to keep the Fable. Doesn't?
No,
he
it destroys every
right.
non-land permanent that doesn't have a fake counter on it. Everything goes
It just
away.
clears the board entirely.
Yeah.
It's such a clean answer.
I don't love playing the Fable into the stone there.
I think you got to be patient.
An Expedition map is going to get cracked here back on Isaac's turn.
If your opponent already has Tron, you just have to play the game smart. And he knew the O Stone was in there. I don't know what's in Kellen's hand, obviously. So he could have redundant copies of things. The only card I think I would play into the O Stone is the what is it? The creature with shadow,
the Dathi
the
Voidwalker.
Voidwalker, because the Voidwalker is just going to eat all of that. And we got a Magus coming down. Nice.
Yep. So Isaac, not having much to do on his turn there, just cracks an Expedition map and finds a forest just in time for the Magus to make an appeurance here.
But even with that Magus, he's got 5 mana.
He does have 5 mana. Yes.
6 now.
6 now.
Yeah, he can just hard cast a
Wormcoil Engines and Karns and things.
Oh,
here's a Haywire Might. Unfortunately, Haywire Might not going to be able to take care of the Magus of the Moon here.
You know what's great about Magus of the Moon over Blood Moon? It attacks. It's got power and toughness.
It does have power and toughness.
Yeah, card's good.
And here's 4 mana for a hard cast Grief. That's just going to reveal a copy of Urza's Tower out of Isaac's hand here. Magus of the Moon going to come into the red zone and knock Isaac down to 9. Going to head back over to his turn. He's going to take a draw step and play the tower that we know about, and he will just pass back.
It's looking pretty good for Kellen here, unless Isaac draws something really impactful off the top.
Yep, closing the gap pretty quickly, I think.
I think if we just had a Bowmaster, a Dash Ragavan.
So here is a Dash Ragavan and another 2 mana for an Orcish Bowmasters, which is going to clear this Haywire Might out of the way.
Should do it.
And then looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Going to come into the red zone here.
He gain some life. Or no,
7 going to come into the red zone here. And that is going to reveal
a Karn.
Karn liberated off
That
the
would
top.
have been a great draw for him next
I
turn.
don't think it would have been good enough. He's got lethal on there, especially with that Ragavan in play. Looks like
What a game!
We're gonna pick him up and go to game 3
You'd
here.
love to
so.
see a game 3.
Yeah, I do love to see a game 3.
Yeah.
It's true. We will be right back with that game 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Luke, so I did just check that out for you. You are correct. I got Bob over there, and we had a quick discussion about it. So Chromatic Sphere is a mana ability. It does not use the stack. So Bowmasters does not have an opportunity to come in there and ping him for an additional one. I appreciate you pointing that out.
Yeah, man. So there is a separate... So Star has a separate line.
Star has a triggered ability that's tacked onto when it goes to the graveyard.
Funny.
Yes, it does. This does not work with Sphere though.
Yeah, it's sort of like the difference between Llanowar Elves and Deathrite Shaman. Like one uses an ability to exile something, to generate an effect.
Yeah,
One
it's
is
all
just a
it's all
mana.
in the way that the ability is worded.
Yeah, Magic, notoriously complicated game.
And these are little kinds of things that you don't expect a lot of players to be able to point out.
Oh, no.
Luke, though, not your average player.
I've heard that he's on a spicy new brew.
Oh man, that joke is never gonna get old.
Well, he's the one that started it.
Looks like players are gonna take a mulligan to 6 here.
Oh yeah, it's we're in Mulligan City. Population our players now.
Yeah, I don't believe either player made any changes in between games.
No,
2
no,
and 3.
they were just talking.
Shuffled them up and headed back to the game.
Yeah, Isaac really hoping to see one of those turn one Veil of Summers, like.
On the Thoughtseize?
Yeah. Just
unfortunately for him, that would require a forest, which is not how we want to start the game.
Yeah, that is true. Yep. He doesn't get to be on the play, so that is better.
We still don't want to start with a forest, I promise.
Not ideal for Tron. It sort of makes me wonder how good the Veil is then. Like, is Veil good as a sideboard card?
Yeah. Yes.
It's just good.
It protects you from Bowmasters, and it protects you from grief. It's a great sideboard card.
Yeah, especially like mid to late game.
I'm a heathen, and I'm super lazy and hate sideboarding, so I just build a Karn board.
Yeah,
and that's all. I just have 15 artifacts.
Oh baby,
because I hate sideboarding. I'm like, okay, game 2, cool. I'll shuffle up.
I play Urza's Saga just so I can just look at the 1 and 0 mana artifacts and be like, what's a good 1 and 0 mana artifact to switch
Your
out?
sideboard is actually 3 cards.
Yeah, I just know the cards that are coming out and know the ones that are coming in. Like, okay, just do I get another Pithing Needle or do I? Yeah. It's,
oh, look at that. On a mulligan to 6, Isaac with the natural Tron here.
You gotta keep that. That's
you can't Thoughtseize my Tron away, buddy.
That's a snap keep, baby. Look at him. He's just, and those are white border Tron lands too, which I really appreciate.
So before I had my foil ones, I did have the Antiquities ones, which are black bordered.
Yeah.
And then I had one of each season.
Oh, nice.
Because there's winter, spring, summer, and fall for each of the Tron lands. So it's 12 completely identical, completely different arts. Yep. And yeah, those are premium. But I really want to upgrade to the panoramic Mark Teeden ones from Double Masters. Yeah.
Wait, are you going to get the Karn with that?
Those are choice. Yeah, because it's one big panoramic, and I can just lay it out on the table.
If you get that in play, you automatically win, right? It's like Exodia.
It is Exodia. Literally, Tron is Exodia.
Yeah, literally, Tron, literal Exodia. My opponent, Judge, my opponent hasn't conceded yet. I've displayed.
So
Exodia.
you know what I hate to see if I'm across the table from Tron.
What?
Tron land, go, because you just know that they have it.
You know they don't need the map. Oh, look.
So here is the 4-for-1 yourself for a 4/4 double striker on turn 1.
Honestly, not terrible. That's
pretty good. This is a 3-turn clock here from Scam. What a game 3 already, and it's only the second turn of the game.
Turn 2, go to 12. There is very few better plays than that. Double strike really relevant on that +1/+1 counter.
It is very, very good.
Yeah. But obviously Isaac on turn 3 Tron here, he's got clean answers for, like, he could just play the O Stone, wipe it. Or just
it's a worm coil engine. He's got to do a little bit of work for it. I believe he has a Karn the Great Creator and an Ugin in his hand.
Yeah.
So next turn, if the worm coil engine is somehow answered, he will be able to play the Ugin because he does have an additional land, or he can play the Karn and go find another answer that way. So I don't know, that Kellen is out of the woods just yet if he is able to answer this worm coil engine.
Yeah, and Wormcoil is just buying Isaac time too, more than anything
helping bridge the gap to get a little bit more mana.
Because all he needs to do is block with it once. He has 2 more blockers after that, and if it blocks, it'll trade because it has Death Touch.
Yep.
It doesn't matter how big it is. It has the power, the toughness to withstand the first strike on it.
Yep.
And then just the trade is fine.
And it looks like, unfortunately for Kellen, he is not able to get through this worm coil engineer. He's just going to pass it back to Isaac.
Yeah, an exile effect is really ideal here. If he got a boat or a Voidwalker out, that would be great.
A Voidwalker to be able. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that'd be a great play. Oh, is he thinking about slamming?
I'm getting aggressive.
You're slamma jamming?
I'm getting aggressive. See if we can.
He's got a Karn the Great Creator.
See if we can make him take care of this. Make him take care of this Fury himself. What are we seeing here? Bowmasters? There it is. It's an Orcish Bowmasters.
So we get a chump block out of it, but Isaac's gonna gain 6 life.
And then the Orc army looks like it's gonna go on blocking duty. So Isaac gonna go up to 17 here.
This is stalled.
And that's going to get followed up with an Ugin the Spirit Dragon, which is going to get -5. So that's going to take care of both the Bowmasters and the Fury.
Ooh. The cleanest 2-for-1 you ever seen.
And that's going to get followed up with a Expedition map. We'll pass back over to Kellen.
Just flying in from the background.
Little bird dog action. You can see our floor judge there, Robert Taylor, the @Fire Shoes, sitting at the table behind Kellen there,
monitoring the entire world of Magic as he does.
Yes,
the Zordon of Magic the Gathering.
Literally doing 2 jobs right now.
Yeah.
He's judging and letting us all know what happened today.
Yeah. If there is a floating head that monitors everything, he is the watcher of Magic the Gathering.
So a Magus of the Moon is going to come down, pass back over to Isaac. Ugin's going to take care of the Magus of the Moon. An additional Tron land will be added in. Worm Coil Engine will come into the red zone for 6 here, and that's going to get followed up with the Karn the Great Creator.
4-mana Karn.
Karn is going to go find. What's it going to be?
I don't know. Probably like a liquid metal coating or just something to seal the deal.
Yep.
There's not a lot at this point that can make.
Looks
Isaac
like it's going to be a
game.
Walking Ballista, which is going to get
that'll
cast for 4 here.
It's just going to close out the game. When it gets there.
That'll be lethal next turn.
Yeah. Kellen can't play anything that's going to withstand 4 counters off of it to block. So,
Yep, and if he doesn't deal with either one of the creatures, it's an attack for 10 and then 4 activations of the Ballista.
It's a clean kill. Oh, we have a Pithing Needle.
Pithing Needle here, I believe that
Naming
appears to be
Ballista.
naming Ugin.
Oh, naming
I believe
Ugin.
it's naming. He slid it over there in front of the Ugin. So.
Okay.
Yeah, both of these creatures are going to come in the red zone. That's going to knock Kellen down to
4.
4. Isaac's going to go up to 29.
29?
And then 4 activations of the Ballista is going to be the end of round 1.
What an
here at the OCM August Team Trios at Game Kastle in Ankeny, Iowa. We will be right back with round 2.
BRB friends.